Hey guys, it's Summing Rush. Today I'm going to be trying to teach you my experiences with Ruinberg. So, obviously, we're on the map Ruinberg, we're on the northern spawn. You can see we're in a pattern, so immediately we're not really in a quick medium tank. We can't do anything super aggressive at the beginning, and ultimately we're in a super huge tank. So, this isn't the perfect tank for this map, but the pattern does have its strengths that, we can try to abuse. They're typical medium strengths, except for size. That's the pattern's only problem, in my opinion. So, what you can see me doing is I'm going to go field. Now, typically on this map, I will decide to go field, and normally that's because the city sort of sucks for meds. It just sort of does. So even if I'm at a slight disadvantage as far as team composition goes, like let's pretend they have 4 mediums and we have 3, I will still go to the field because I feel I can still make it work. Now, in this case, we really don't have an disadvantage. So I'm going to the field. I don't really have any fear, and I was going to make a play that I actually learned watching Zevin's stream. So I was planning on going into this bush right here, knocking down that fence, and then potentially trying to spot anyone who was, pushing like so. But obviously that bat shot led me, and I didn't really want to go drive out in front of potentially camping TDs. So what you can see me doing is I'm waiting for a shot on the bat shot, and I sort of get impatient, and this is where I make a bit of a mistake. So I'm going to get lucky here, and it happens. But what you're going to notice is that I go to the 0 line, and at this point in time, I didn't think they'd have any TDs up at the 0 line right now. So I started making a calculated risk. But what's going to happen is I'm going to get spotted over here, and then the Jagdpanther is going to hit me. So I push up, I get a shot on the bat shot, now I get lit, and then the Jagdpanther 2 is going to already be back at K0. I was surprised we hadn't spotted him, and luckily he's going to bounce me. So the LTTB shoots me. I mean, that's fine. It would have been okay if he penned me, and this is where I get lucky because the Jagdpanther shoots and bounces me. So, it's just pure luck. That was in no way, shape, or form my skill. So you can see I'm returning blind fire right there. It may not have been the best blind fire, but I'm just putting shots out. I'm hoping to hit the LTTB or something to that effect. And then I notice that there's a Yag Tiger and a Maoshin who are pushing up these centers. So I go for a shot on the Yag Tiger, it misses, and from here it's just going to be sort of using the position that my team has won without really any contest to our advantage. So we've got shots all the way down the middle. We're going to kill anyone who crosses, such as the 57 Heavy, but if I see any other opportunities in the field, I can also shoot at them. So yeah, gonna finish off the 57 Heavy here. From here, I mean, a lot of people would be tempted to push up the 0 line. What you're gonna notice, or this is my experience with this map, is that the 0 line works if you're where the 59 pattern is, but I didn't really want to commit. And the reason I didn't want to commit and YOLO down this side is because they have 5 tanks. We have 2 who are sniping. You can see the 59 pattern just died, and I also felt that we had really good shots, potential shots in the middle. So I've just been hanging out here, and ultimately it's going to be the right decision. So here there's a T-28 prototype who's shooting at me. I ended up dealing with the prototype really, really badly. I'm not good at penning that thing. So you can see he bounces off my turret, which is sort of to be expected. He does that twice with the pattern. And from here, you're just going to see some really bad... I don't know how to pen that thing reliably. Could have just been RNG though. Normally I just shoot it at upper plate if it's angled like that. But regardless, you can see the T-32's right there. Put a shot into him, and then when I get the chance, I'm going to kill the... T-28 prototype, but he dies. And so now I'm sort of in this predicament where they're winning the city, hands down, and I'm sort of pinned, because if I want to leave this position, I have to take a hit from, whoever is back camping. So I don't want to leave when I'm perma-spotted like this. You can see I'm trying to deal with this T-32, and eventually, once he dies, I'm going to get unspotted, and then I'm going to leave. The cool thing about this T-32's position is that he also gives me cover for when I want to run away. But you can see he delayed me long enough to sort of mean I didn't really have any good shots in this Type 5 Heavy. So I think ultimately that aggressive play sort of screwed me over, because I would have had great shots in this Type 5 Heavy, and he's the guy who ended up carrying their team to victory. So it's interesting because you have to allocate your time in this game. If I hadn't gone to this house, I think I would have had better shots in the middle, and again, I think that would have been way better for my team. So that's just my thinking after the fact. So you can see I'm shooting at this Type 5 Heavy. Again, this is another missed opportunity where I think I could have won us the game. I bounced a ton of shots. Now, I honestly didn't know what was happening here. I was aiming for where I thought I could have penned him, and I wanted to keep him permatracked. So I was trying to go for the permatrack and damage. We didn't even scratch them. Sums up what I was going through right there. You can see I put a shot into the Type 5 Heavy's turret. That ended up penning, And it's about here where I don't really have any more impact on the city for the next foreseeable future. So here I see a Carnivore and I see a T-54 Mod 1, and we're just going to try to finish these off because we are going to eventually have to deal with the people who are pushing into our base. So the reason I want to finish these guys off is because I don't want them coming up behind me, but at a certain point in time, there's like, again, you have to allocate your time. At the end of the day, they're going to obviously be pushing onto our cap. Do I really want to be shooting at tier 9 heavy or tier 8 heavies in a tier 10 game? It doesn't matter. So what I'm going to eventually decide to do, obviously, you can see I was expecting that bat shot to poke up, but eventually I'm just going to leave. It's not worth my time to shoot at a Karn who's been camping all game when I have my cap, you know, actually being threatened. So what I'm trying to do right here, you can see I looked for that shot, and that's because I wanted the 50B to come back. If I could have killed that Karn, maybe they would have come back a lot sooner. Maybe that would have meant it would be easier for us to defend the base. So it wasn't like a damage farming decision that I made to try to look for that shot. It was just I want them to come back to base. You can see I'm typing ignore them in chat. So alright, so from this perspective, you can see we're just driving back to our base. I know that some of them are going to get onto our cap, and I don't really want, you know, I want to be in a position to deal with that situation that's about to come up. So you can see I'm still asking the 50B to stop fighting the Karn. That Karn, even though he basically did nothing all game, in my opinion, he did a really good job of just surviving. He ended up taking up the 50B's time, and by no means did I expect the 50B to intuitively know to just leave a tier 8 tank, but it's a bit of a, you know, it's a learning opportunity. So right here you can see we've got 20 seconds to reset. I'm looking for shots. I need to pen this Type 5 Heavy, I believe, to reset the cap, and I think I get it here. Well, within the next couple of shots, I think I get it, but you can see their Malshin leaves the cap. That buys me more time, and I'm going to sort of shoot at him, but really I've got 20 seconds left in the game. So I'm taking shots while I'm moving. I'd love that guy to die. He's in the open. And it's sort of now, it's like do or die right now. I need this shot to pen, otherwise we're going to lose. So you can see I put a shot into the Type 5 Heavy, the Malshin is dead, the 50B pulls through, gets an amazing kill on that guy, and again, there's 20 seconds left. So I'm going to push through. I constantly need resets right now because the clock is ticking, there's 10 seconds left, and I get a bit lucky. You can see where I'm expecting them to be. I actually expected this T-34-2 to be behind the Type 5 Heavy, using him for cover, so I expected to push through. And luckily that didn't have to happen. So you can see the T-34-2 gets spotted, I put a shot into him, and that opens up a lot of opportunities for me. I now have a minute and 15 seconds to deal with this situation. And yeah, so I'm put into this situation where I have a Type 5 Heavy in front of me, I also have a Yag Tiger in front of me, and I know, you can see I was joking around that in chat, but I know there's a bat shot coming behind me. So I make a bit of a misplay here, and this is one of those heat of the moment decisions. I look for a shot on the bat shot. I want to kill that bat shot, because the reality is all that bat shot has to do to really prevent me from resetting is to sit at any one of the buildings and just keep me proxy spotted. So I took a hit, and it didn't pay off. Really, I was hoping to spend that HP to get the reset or to kill that bat shot, because you can see all he has to do is live, and I can't do anything. I can't chase him around the building, but he decides to kill himself, and you know, it sort of makes me spending all those hit points to try to kill him a waste. So at this point of time, it's a bit easier for me, right? I've lost a lot of HP, but eventually I spot the Karn. You can see he's in the field. I have another minute and 20 seconds or so, and I have a really good chance of just killing this Karn. You can see I'm gonna kill him, right? So I'm taking this time to eliminate a gun from the fight. I still know the Yag Tiger is there. I'm expecting him to continue to snipe, because that's what he's been doing all game, and you're gonna see this is the play that throws the game. So I was driving away because I wanted to get resets. You can see I was looking for shots, and this decision is sort of wastes a valuable 10 seconds, right? So at the end of the day, I have to rush to try to get resets, and the way this timing works is that I was only able to get one shot, and the whole game is riding on this shot up here. They've got 6 seconds left. I see the Type 5 Heavy, he's the only guy lit, and I'm going to try to put a shot into the side of his turret because I've got heat loaded, but again, this is the only shot that I'll have. If I screw this up, it's not going to work, and you're going to see it fucking bounces. I don't know if it hit the front of his turret or the side. Obviously I can't see with the bush, but that screwed us over. So this is what I mean. You can really see how the effects of me playing impacted this entire game. I'm going to talk about it in a strat sketch, but if I had been more aggressive in the mid, you can see when I was here and I was committed to this house, if I had been in the mid shooting at this Type 5 Heavy who was in the open doing nothing, very easily I could have won, right? 2 or 3 more pens would have killed that Type 5 Heavy, and then all it is getting behind a Yag Tiger to finish him off. So there was a lot I could have done to win this game, and I think it's important to show, because obviously when I win, it's easy to say I did everything perfectly. So let's go take a look at a strat sketch, and we'll go from there. Alright, so for this game what happened was I went and played this area, basically shot stuff. The 2 main points I wanted to point out were how I allocated my time. I ended up doing a lot of damage, don't get me wrong, but there's things I definitely could have done better. I could have traded my hit points better back here, but the big thing that got me was how many shots I missed on or bounced on this Type 5 Heavy. Now, I bounced like 4 shots off his rear. I also missed the opportunity to put a lot more shots into him. You have to sort of expect your shots not to go in on a Type 5 Heavy, so the way to deal with that vehicle is just to pump out like 10 to 15 shells into it and hope they pen, right? So I really do think if I hadn't gone to this area to kill that T-32 who was still alive behind that house, I would have been able to just put shots into the heavies while they were fighting over this area right here, and that might have been extremely valuable. So consider, especially for the higher end players, consider how you spend your time, because at the end of the day, everyone can left click and aim for weak spots. You know, at tier 10 gameplay, everyone knows how to do that. It's where you put your tank and when. Always. That is the most important skill in this game. By committing my tank to this place right here, I missed a crucial opportunity to kill the heavies who are competing over this area right here. And ultimately, I really do believe that cost us the game. So, consider it. Obviously, I'm being a bit hard on myself, but the reality, it's there, right? I really do think we could have won if I'd just been putting shots down the middle. So consider this on all your maps. Consider how you allocate your time. Another example, and I'm not criticizing the kid. He's a good guy. We talk in messages and stuff, but it's the same thing here. He basically allocated his time to a Karn, who is really just camping and being useless. You don't always need to do that. I mean, I allocated my time to a T-32 who really wasn't impacting anything. So consider that when you're trying to increase your win rate. How you spend your time can be extremely valuable. So yeah, let's go take a look at the end plates. Alrighty, so as you can see, that was 100,000 credit loss, 2k XP with a premium account, mastery badge, high caliber, top gun, and defender, 6663 damage. Okay, 813 base XP, and you can see both the kid and I did, well, we did like 11,000 combined. So, you know, in all honesty, it was a great game. I just thought I'd point out the parts where I think we could have done better, and it was a pleasure to carry, you know, that we got that far together. So I really enjoyed playing with you, the kid, 34, and yeah, I mean, really, I think we did amazingly. It was a really good game, but I thought it might be helpful to point out the mistakes that I made, you know, so you can try to avoid those things for yourself. So yeah, I hope this video was helpful. If you want to see more, be sure to hit the like and the subscribe button, and I hope to see you around. Later, guys. Bye-bye.